AQ says Father Subedar retired. Okay. Place of maximum residence. Don't write army cantonments here. It is
Okay,
clearly
so
mention the place, district, and state. Like
okay.
consider all the places you've been, whichever
Mm-hmm.
place you have spent the maximum time, write that place. The place, district, and state in the same order.
Okay.
Like how you have
Okay.
written for your present and permanent address.
Okay,
Do that.
so it's the same then. Uh, hmm.
Then write the same.
Okay, sir. Sure.
West Bengal. Okay. Mother tongue Bengali. Single born 99. Okay. Father ex-serviceman. Mother maker. Okay. No siblings.
No, sir.
All right. 10th Army Public School, Binaguri, CBSE, 70% awarded for best improvement. What is that?
Sir, best improvement shown.
Okay, best improvement in terms of your academics.
Sir, it was a general thing given during the end of session, we used to get certificates. One I got for best turnout and manners, and one I got this one.
Okay, okay.
Yes, sir.
And 12th ISC, 72%. Okay. Graduation, University of North Bengal. Okay,
Yes, sir.
56.50. What was the graduation in?
Sir, commerce, BCom.
BCom. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Passed out in 2020. All right. Then post graduation in what was the PG?
Sir, MBA, MBA, sir.
MBA. Okay.
Hmm.
Department of Management, University of North Bengal. Right. 76.9%. Okay. Age 23 years. Height 1.64. 76 kgs. Okay. Games, basketball at school level. Okay. Hobbies, dancing. Nice. Western group dancer for 2 years. You have won first prize and second prize in 13 and 14. Red Eaglets summer camp. Okay, 7 days. Shown excellent performance. Okay, when was this?
Sir, it was in 2009 in
Mention
Allahabad.
duration of
Okay.
participation, right when it took place,
Okay, sir, sure.
and position of responsibility, class monitor during ninth and 10th. Okay, member of student placement cell. Right, applying for short service in Navy. You availed one chance. Then you should have mentioned the details there, like what happened. What happened in your first attempt?
No, sir, this is my first attempt. I thought I had to count this one
That
as
that is
one.
zero. Number of chances already availed, so that will be zero in your
Oh,
case.
okay. Okay, sir. Okay, this is zero. Hmm.
I
Correct.
have a fair idea about your background.
Hmm.
Over the course of the next half an hour or so, I'll try to know more about you,
Okay,
and
sir.
at the end, we'll discuss in what all aspects you can improve and increase your chances by working on those.
Sure, sir. So one
So,
thing I wanted to ask in this 12th marks, I mentioned 72 because
mhm.
it's like running in my conscious mind because we take best of four in ISC. So according to that, I have 72%, but if I take average, it's 68%. So should I mention the average one itself? It will be more convenient.
No, in the final, they consider best of four for what purposes? Like in the end, what is your 12th percentage? They give a overall CGPA or percentage, right? In the end, saying
No, sir, it
what?
was not given. Only given that best of four marks is considered and only the marks is given in ISC board.
Okay. Like in any other exams, if you apply like for MBA, you must have written CAT or any other exam. Even in that, have you used 72% only?
Yes, sir. But my admission during the COVID, I did admission during the COVID, so that entrance was not required, sir. At that moment, the marks of graduation was enough. because of that AICTE guidelines.
Understood.
Yes.
If your university or your ISC board has mentioned only best four are considered for calculating the percentage, then so be it. Use that only. But do you
Okay.
have a supporting that? Is it mentioned on the mark sheet only saying only the best four will
Yes.
be
So
considered?
in the mark sheet backside it's mentioned.
Then it's fine. You can take the best four.
Okay, sir. Sure.
All right. Meghashree, let us start with your academic background. Starting
Okay,
from your
sir.
to your post graduation, please
Hmm.
tell me how much percentages you scored, what subjects you chose, and what was the reason behind choosing those subjects. I would also like to know about your relationship with your friends and your teachers, what all extracurricular activities you took part in, and if you had any positions of responsibility throughout these years, I would like to know a little about them also. And anything else, if you want to add to this, you may feel free to. Please start.
Oh, okay, so starting with my 10th, I completed my class 10th from Army Public School, Binaguri, with 70 percentage and 7.4 CGPA. CBSE board, and so class 12th from St. Paul School, Jalpaiguri, with 72%. It was a shift from CBSE to ISC, and graduation I did from AC College of Commerce, Jalpaiguri, under University of North Bengal with 56.50 percentage, and post that I completed my MBA from the same university, University of North Bengal, with 76.90%, and my MBA subjects were finance and marketing. BCom I did with commerce, and I opted commerce in class 12th itself because in science I was not very confident. Honestly, could not score well in physics and chemistry in class 10th. I had interest in biology though, and uh, I thought that commerce would be a new subject that I'd be interested in to know more about these things, and that is why I chose commerce as a subject. So
Okay.
yes, sir. And the rest I forgot. So could you please ask once more after this?
Okay. Apart from your scores and why you chose your subjects, I asked about your relationship with your friends and teachers,
Hmm?
about your extracurricular activities, and about your positions of responsibility taken.
Okay, sir. So my relationship with my friends are good in terms of you know term duration of friendship. I have many friends that I have like had in my school itself. We are still connected, college friends as well, and it's not possible to meet them all the time, but we are always connected through phone, and I do sometimes meet them as well. And relationship with parents is also fine, equally fine with both of them. In extracurricular, so from childhood itself I was very much active in extracurricular, be it poem recitation or dance competitions. Like in army public schools, each year we had like annual day and sports day, so I participated actively in all those. And in class ninth and 10th I got like awarded. I participated in group western dance in cultural fest, and we secured like first rank and second rank consecutively. In the same 2 years, I even got awarded for best turnout and manners, and later I got for best improvement shown. And sir, in position of responsibilities, I'd say I got a chance to be the monitor twice in class ninth and 10th. And later on in college, I was selected as a student placement cell committee member, and later on I was made the leader of that group along with another counterpart. So that position was really a challenging one, but it like gave me a lot of knowledge of these recruitments and all that happens in MBA colleges and the processes. So
Since you've had good positions of responsibility so far, let us take these two: class monitor in your ninth and 10th, and student
mhm.
placement lead in your college.
Yes,
So
sir.
tell me three challenges which you have faced while being in these positions of responsibility and how you overcame them.
Sir, the first in class 9th and 10th, what used to happen is that controlling the students would have become difficult. sometimes. And since sir, I was opted as like cultural secretary, I was like nominated for cultural secretary and house captain. But since I could not become, so my class teacher made me. So not having the awareness of control the class at that point of time became challenging, but I still did that, like changing the class numbers. And what we say, sir, there is a board outside, we used to update that at which class is there and which teacher will form. So these are the things, sir. And sometimes, sir, what happened is, if we become strict and we, like try to shut the class down, then some students used to get offended as well. So these were the challenges. And what I faced challenge in these student placement cell committee is that, so we were given this work of contacting with the HRs. Like we have to search their numbers and email IDs as well from Google, and we need to approach them to ask that if they are interested in college placements. So most of the times, what happened is that, sir, they told that we are already aligned with some universities. So at this moment, we are not like we won't be ready to take from any other colleges. And since it's a tier second or tier third college, so it was difficult. And then, sir, most of them told that, okay, you mail us the details, we'll look forward to it, but could not get responses. So these were the challenges, and we would get a lot of like company, like we had to make sometimes in a week 50, 60 companies each. We had to search for them and take out the leads. So we tried our best, sir. At least we completed our responsibilities. Rest, so it was their like the department's responsibility. They told that you give us the details, we'll contact them further for mail and sending the student profile. So later, what happened? The university would know that other things.
All right. So
Yes.
Meghashree, what was the reason for such a sharp dip in your scores during your graduation? Why 56%?
Yes, I realized that it was a mistake. I have no excuses for that, because I was that time, sir, I wasn't enough mature to understand like how difficult life could get if I don't get good marks. And uh, it was like one of the mistakes, sir, that I did, that I scored less marks. And I, when I realized, sir, I then thought that I had to do a post grad to, get an edge over my BCom degree. So I worked hard, and it was like uh, then I scored comparatively better from my graduation. So,
Okay. What all competitive exams have you given till now, and what were the results in them?
so till now I have appeared for CDS, it's only, no other.
How did you get your MBA admission then?
Sir, I told that that time during COVID, it was not mandatory for some colleges, according to AICTE guidelines, that they will be admitted with the college percentage itself, like 50. So I took that chance. Otherwise, if I would have waited for CAT, then I would have lost 1 year, sir. Because due to pandemic, our exams were shifted to October, and CAT exams is being like held at November itself. So my decision was prompt to do an MBA.
All right. So you haven't written any competitive exams after your 12th, after graduation, or after MBA, you have written only CDS now. That's it.
Yes, sir. No other exams.
Okay, what was your score in CDS?
So serious, sir, I could not clear. Sir, I got only one result as of now, like of CDS 1 2022. Like the second one I did not get yet. So
Mhm.
three times written, sir, because of I could not score well in GK, so the marks were poor. But in English, I got around 70. So in the first one.
Even after one or two failures, couldn't you recognize your weaknesses and improve? You just need to score 20 out of 100 in GK. So was that too difficult?
Yes, so maybe I lacked in that, mm, like hardworking in that particular section. So,
Okay. Tell me three strengths and weaknesses of yours.
okay, so first strength is that risk taking. Second is communication, I believe. And third, sir, mm, I cannot recall.
All right. So you said your communication skills are good. Okay. And you said you're a risk taker. Can you give me any examples?
Yes, sir, definitely. Because in my third sem, I got placed in my MBA itself. But since they wanted candidates for long term, I was sure what I have my long terms, like I was sure of it. So I approached the HR. He told me that, decide first that whether you can continue for long term or not. So I honestly told him that, sir, my long term goals are different, and what if I get chance in the other sectors or other opportunity. So I didn't want to betray them as an organization. I could easily join, sir. So that way, sir, I did not take up that opportunity. I took that risk, that I had self belief that some day or the other I'll make it. So, and afterwards, that, sir, I've been searching for jobs, and as of now, I haven't got yet as of my preference, but still, I'm confident that I will get through this or any other later on.
Okay.
So,
That long-term goals are different. What are those goals? What are your long-term goals?
long term goal was definitely defense, either army or navy. I would try till my last attempt, and if I'm able to make it, it's fine. If even if I'm not able to make it, I'll still have those same love and respect, because I have that in myself, na sir, that Fauji blood in me. So the respect will remain the same, and I'll just move forward with whatever next I get. I'll just adjust with it happily.
All right. You say this is your primary goal in life, and you haven't been working hard enough. You have given three attempts in CDS and unable to clear the cutoff. So, do you
Yes,
think
sir.
fit enough and suitable enough to get recommended and get commissioned as an officer if you are unable to clear such a basic exam? Do you think you deserve it, honestly?
Yes, sir. I do think I deserve it. I have my last attempt. I'll give my best, and if I can do it, I think so. It's good. If not, then as I said, sir, I'll move forward. I think I deserve it, so I
All
still
right.
think so.
I hope for the best, but if it doesn't happen, what is your backup option?
So backup option is that, since I did MBA, as I said, sir, for getting H, and I saw that later on a lot of competitive exams are there which require specifically MBA, either in finance or marketing, like NABARD Grade A, then SEBI, then RBI Grade B. So my next goal would be to approach these exams, and I have other backup options as well, like assistant professor and all that, net examination, net GRF. So I'll move forward with that. So.
So you will be giving other competitive exams basically if you do not get through defense services.
Yes, sir.
Okay, like why only government services? All the exams which you are telling are mostly government services or teaching profession, leaving that aside.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Why so?
So,
Why
sir,
so?
I will, sir, I will try in both, sir, government and private both.
Okay, in the corporate, have
Hmm.
you tried after this risk of rejecting an offer in your third semester? Other than that, have you ever got any other chances, or have you tried
Uh,
and failed for the corporate? I mean,
yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have applied many times, and once I got selected in my hometown itself as an academic writer. So I joined there, worked few days, and what I noticed is that, sir, it's a complete computer-based exam, since it's a like whole day from like 9 to 10, 9 to 6, I think so, 10 to 6. It's like a day's job, and a lot of research work is there. So I continued there for a few days, but later on I realized that since I have like specs, I am myopic already, and it was causing stress on my eyes. So when I knew that my primary goal is trying for defense, then sir, I could not take risk with my eyes. So that also I told my HR that, ma'am, a lot, since there's a lot of pressure is coming on my eyes due to that screen thing. So maybe I won't be able to continue. So she also understood that. So.
okay, let's say you get recommended and you are posted somewhere in Delhi, being a Navy
Mhm.
officer, and you are given a
Mhm.
job where you have to watch the computer screen for 8 to 10 hours per day. How will you manage?
Yes, sir. Sir, by that time, if I enter Navy with the limits like 3.5, I'm very close to those limits. So sir, even after that it increases, then I'll have chance to get LASIK done. If I get selected and then it increases, then it's will be like not a big issue for me. But right now, sir, in terms of selection, I think LASIK surgery has a lot of like complications and risks while being selected. So I would opt for that, sir, if the limit exceeds that the given limit.
All right. Uh, I'm not talking about the medical fitness. Since you mentioned you
Okay.
could not pressure of doing all research work and staring at a computer for long hours. I'm talking
Mhm.
about that. And
No, sir. Research thing was not an issue, as I said. Research is like, sir, when we are have to like every word has to be different. We cannot copy anything. We have to look a lot of like datas and filter them out. So it's like a constant staring at the screen. So when I'm into a work, when I'm focused, sir, then I tend to like I forgot looking at here and there, and I just dive deep into it, and later on, sir, I face consequences. So that is what I'm talking. That staring thing that was causing strain to my eyes. So not the research part. So, just as safety measure, I backed out, sir, because I knew that, sir, the doctor had told me that if you are looking to the screen very closely for a long time, then it's sure that the power will increase, eye power, the minus power will increase. So that was constantly affecting me. That what if I do not be in the limits? Then for just a small thing, I'll be out.
all right. So how many attempts do you have left if you keep giving SSBs and assuming every time you attempt you clear written exams, how many attempts do you
Mhm.
have by the time you exhaust your age limit?
Sir, I have serious last attempt in September. And
Okay.
for Navy, this is the one attempt I have as per age limit, and the next one, sir, only.
Okay. So assuming you clear CDS, you have three attempts overall, including this particular one.
Yes, sir.
Two for Navy and one through CDS.
Yes, sir.
All right. Your backup options are anyway clear. Uh, so, why? What was the reason for not doing any job for the past 1 or 2 years after your MBA? Were you only
Yes,
preparing?
sir.
Were you doing anything else
No,
alongside?
no, sir, no, sir. I realized that even if I've left, I can do job and preparation side by side. I applied to many companies, sir, but I could not get a response from them.
Then, how do you justify rejecting this offer in your third semester? Later, you applied and you couldn't get placed. Instead of that, you could have just taken the same offer, and while working, you could have focused on your long-term goals. That is joining the.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was a mistake, I think so. But like I do not regret actually, but I think I should have taken up. But since sir, I thought that exit would be different, difficult, might be, and that would like cause distress in the employer as, and that would harm the reputation of my college as well. So that is why, sir, I did not take that one.
All right. Let's talk about your hobbies and interests. What do you
Yes,
do
sir.
during time? Also, tell me about your reading habits and how do you use your phone? Which social media
Mm.
platforms most, and what kind of movies or web series or any other online content do you consume most of the times?
Okay, so these hobbies, I have dancing as a hobby since childhood itself, and
Which dance style?
some simple Western dance style, and I do it in my off time as well because so I think that keeps me happy and a bit physically fit as well.
All right.
So yes, sir. And sir, I do not actually watch any kind of particular web series or movies. I, as a horror genre is my favorite, and so later if there is some related to military or any inspirational, I do watch that. And social media, sir, I use YouTube mostly because it has a lot of content, both educational and for like normal entertainment purpose. Instagram, LinkedIn, and WhatsApp. That's it, sir.
All right.
Yes, sir.
So let's talk a little about your family now. What are your
Hmm.
parents' expectations from you? What kind of person do they want you to be? Are you able to do that so far? And how are you planning to fulfill their dreams on you in the future? As a family, how do you spend time together? What kind of activities do you do as a family altogether? I mean, and
Mm-hmm.
have any problem? Who is the first person you think of approaching within your family? And give any example of the same whenever you have faced any problem, how your family member has solved it. An example of such a situation.
Okay, so so the first question was that how my parents like. I'm just forgetting. Sorry, so nervous little bit.
Okay, what are they expecting from you? And
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Sir, so since childhood, father had to stay away sometimes, like during exercises or anything. So I have been a responsible single daughter, like bringing the groceries or doing household works whenever school was off, or bringing like items from canteens. I've done that throughout. I believe that, so I have been responsible. I also take up the responsibility of making dinner at night, but I think that's my parents expected more from me in academic terms, and they wish that I could score better, or like till now I would have had a solid career, like as of now. And also that, so my father always, he didn't ever like focused on marks, but always told me to build my personality. So my father still thinks that I need to work upon it. I need to build my personality. And spending time with family is like, sir, I love to speak to my mother almost about everything. We have a friendly relationship with my father, also is very cool. So the best time is when we three are sitting together and discussing on a topic, which can be anything, sir. These are the things, sir. I think it's best. And whenever I have a problem, so it depends what kind of problem I have. Like if it's related to academics or anything, career, I take guidance from both, because my dad gives me technical like scenarios and knowledge of that, and my mother gives emotional support for that. Both encourage me a lot. And I think, sir, in terms of practicality, both are equal, but I think my mother gives more practical approach to any problem. So first I tell her, and later on I tell my father as well, if it is like convenient.
okay, any example for the same?
So examples, so I don't really remember, but I can talk about this interview itself that I have in my SSB. So I am feeling doubtful that whether I should appear this time or not, but my mother is constantly supporting. And later on, my father, in fact, said, just go and check. If you don't go, then how will you know that this thing has happened? They are not saying that, okay, you might get rejected, then why are you going so far? So these things.
Why? Why do you have this self doubt? Are you not prepared enough, or do you think you are lacking in your personality? Like, what is the reason?
Sir, I think that I am not prepared enough yet. So,
In terms of what?
because in terms of like these psych tests and picture perception, um,
What have you been doing
so,
for years then?
yes, sir.
Your this is your dream, and
Yes, sir.
you are not prepared even for these basic things, even after getting so much of free time. How do you justify that?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So because this time I had lost hope. So honestly, I would say because I was not able to clear the exam first. Later on, I at the when I was in college, I tried for Navy. At that time, only male vacancies were open for logistics entry. Second time I applied, I could not get in, like could not get shortlisted that time. And this shortlisting happened in the third time, when I was least expecting it. So just got it like a few days back only, the call up letter, sir. That is why I know I should have prepared, but sir, I was not expecting that I'll get a call up letter for SSB. That is why, sir.
Okay, but uh, how long has it to got your call letter?
Uh, so 10 days.
What have you been doing for
Sir,
these?
sir, I've been seeing all the materials that you've sent in the group and trying to make like understand the procedure first. That what shall I do?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
the
sir.
trend is
There are so many things.
that
Yes, sir.
trying to get hold of the basics.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Don't you think you're taking too much time?
Yes, sir.
All right. Uh, Tell about your father's service. In which arm or regiment has he served? And what do you
Mm-hmm.
like about this particular arm?
Okay, so he has served in AEC, Army Education Corps, and so it's a wonderful corps, I think. But at this moment, maybe women entries are not allowed there, but a lot of like developments there, and the training center is in a beautiful location, Pachmadi. So yes, so
Okay. Do you think only women entry is closed in AEC?
sir,
You said women entry has been stopped in Army Education Corps. Do you think male entry is still open?
so now I'm not aware of that. Maybe so, maybe.
Okay. If you join the army, which
Mm-hmm.
armor you want to serve in and why?
Sir, if possible, I would have liked to join my father's regiment itself, this corps, education corps. Sir, if not, I think, sir, from serious entry, most of the regiments that is given is, I think, ASC, as far as I have the knowledge. So I would love to join, sir, any corps, provided whichever I am given, sir. I would have to do a little more research on it, like which are the regiments or what would I like to join. But if it's given from their end, then also it's fine, sir.
Okay.
Every like code is same. Yes, sir.
The differences between these three arms: AEC, AOC, ASC.
Sir, as of now, I just know the full forms that it's a Army Service Corps, Army Education Corps, and Army Ordnance Corps. So ASC totally deals with the service things like arms and equipment, and these ration and all that, so materials, supplies. Education is completely, sir, related to education, like providing lectures, classes to soldiers, and other like educational activities. And sir, ordinance, sir, sorry, sir, I don't know about the ordinance so much.
In spite of being an army kid, you don't know about the main arms of the Indian Army.
Sir, I'll search about it. Sorry, sir.
All right. So I've got most of whatever I wanted to assess. Do you have any
Okay,
questions?
sir. No, sir. Sir, I want to know from you about Army Ordnance Corps.
Okay. Army Ordnance Corps is also handling logistics only, but
Okay,
unlike
sir.
Corps, which mostly caters to ration and those kind of stuff, Army Ordnance is more about fuel, oil and lubricants,
Okay,
ammunition,
sir.
thing, etc.
Okay, sir.
And Army Education Corps, you know it.
Mm-hmm. Yes, sir.
Any other questions?
No, sir.
Okay, this ends the interview. I'll talk about where you need to improve now. Your profile is very average. Overall, for a candidate trying to become an officer, 56% in graduation is not a justifiable score. But provided you have improved upon it and you prove that you are a better person, like at this current level, then it is justified. But again, you are unable to clear CDS for the past three attempts, and you are going to avail your fourth attempt in September. Make
Yes,
sure
sir.
time. Otherwise, getting chances through direct entry is a gamble. You said the last two times you didn't get shortlisted, and this time maybe the cutoff went low, so it came by luck. You can't rely on
Okay.
luck at the time, so rely on
Mm-hmm.
your hard efforts. Try to clear CDS this time. At least that
Okay,
will
sir.
have improved a little. CDS is not a very easy exam. We know the competition level, so
Yes,
at least
sir.
that can be a justifying factor saying you have improved. Do that, and I would suggest you to take some job to have some backup, or start giving these other exams now only, because you are saying once I try for defense and if it doesn't happen, then I'll go through all these other things. That doesn't make sense because you are already wasting crucial years of your life. And this is
Okay,
not,
sir.
you can never guarantee that you will get recommended, or you may get medical out also, you may get merit out also. There's no guarantee.
True. True,
So,
sir.
best thing would be take a job, or try these other government exams and this teaching exams which you mentioned about. You should have
Okay,
already done,
sir.
but it's not. Go ahead and start preparing for them. Defense will be there. You can keep trying, but it is high
Mm-hmm.
time to pick up something else in life.
Sure, sir.
Care of that, and you have great communication and confidence. That should be appreciated. You were not
Oh, thank you.
or didn't show any sign of getting rattled. Although at some places you were a little overconfident, you were smiling at things which should have been taken seriously. Like when I asked about your graduation scores and your CDS marks so far, the first reaction was that is taking it lightly. That was a very serious question. Why this low marks? That should have been taken seriously, and you should have answered it accordingly. But you were taking it very lightly and laughing at that question, so that doesn't look good.
No, sir, I was not laughing. I was actually very much like underconfident because of that. So it makes me like whenever I'm in stressful situations, I tend to smile, sir. I should not, I understand. But these not taking up jobs and this sudden drop in marks.
You must be
So that's
able to
why.
you
Yes,
should have
sir.
some strong reason to say. If not, at
Mm.
least try to frame something and speak in a acceptable manner. But smiling it out, or just to hide your nervousness using this defense mechanism of smiling, that won't work in an interview.
Okay,
So
sir.
care of
Sure.
that. And the first question series which I asked about your academics, you forgot almost all the questions. You answered only
Yes,
the
sir.
first two. You spoke about the scores and the subjects you chose. Rest of the questions you forgot. So if 7 to 8 questions are asked, if you are able to remember only two, that speaks a lot about your. Yeah, sorry. So take care of that. Try to remember these questions. When the interviewing officer is asking you these series of questions, make a note in your mind. Like for each question, try to keep one word in your mind. So all the questions I asked, I don't want to repeat now, but I'll tell you a sequence in which I asked. First was scores, second was subjects, third was relationship with friends and teachers, fourth was positions of responsibility, and in between friend this hobbies and interests also. So
Mm.
you can remember these words. It's easy to remember 5 to 6 words or phrases. So remember them in the same sequence and answer them one by one. Forgetting
Oh,
most of one or two, if you forget here and there, that's okay. But just forgetting everything and asking to repeat is not a good thing.
okay.
That, and I asked about your relationship with friends and teachers, but you answered relationship with friends and parents. I didn't ask about parents at all. So that shows you are a little inattentive when I was asking questions. So make sure you are very attentive and behave accordingly. Uh, in your communication, nothing much to point out, but when you are not having that flow, you are using many fillers like this, is a filler. When you don't know speak, you use this, yes, no, yes, no, yes, no, like that filler. Try to avoid. Let
Okay.
the conversation be free and in that flow. Even I am using those fillers. That is my weakness as well. But try to
Mhm.
reduce as much as you can.
Okay, sir.
And based on your recent history, it may be perceived that you are lacking in your hard work and overall seriousness because of
Yes.
you. I don't want to point it out again. Overall, it shows you are not putting as much efforts as you need to put, and you are not very serious so far. So work upon
Okay,
it.
sir.
now and try to become better in these aspects.
Okay,
And
so
still staring at the computer for long hours, thinking that you may get medical out, that is acceptable. But again, there are measures you can use. You can use these anti-glare specs, or you can get yourself treated. Or, but that should not be an excuse for leaving a job, because any job you take will mostly have staring at a computer these days. So you can't completely avoid that. So make sure the next time you go for a job, do not quit for such small reasons. And one more, your video got stuck. Am I audible to you?
1 minute.
Uh, just say, am I audible or not? Your voice is breaking a lot, and even your video got paused. Okay, I'll complete what I want to say. Uh, am I audible? Hello.
Hello, sir.
Yes,
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 sir.
it's okay. You don't need to turn on your video. Just say, am I audible to you or not?
Hello. Yes,
Yep.
sir.
Okay. And the last point was you are not aware about various arms and services. You are a defense aspirant, and more than that, you are a defense kid. So you are expected to be aware of all the arms and services and at least the basics of them. So make sure you
Oh,
study and keep yourself aware of such questions. And you didn't answer your strengths and weaknesses properly. So even that was a bad thing, because you know this is the most important question that is asked in your interview. Any interview, not only SSB, wherever you go for an interview, your strengths and weaknesses are asked. So you must be very well prepared for this question. But you were not. You just said you are not able to recall. So make sure you are having a ready-made answer to this, your strengths and weaknesses, or at least on spot you must be able to recall and speak. That is a little difficult, so prepare your answer beforehand. These questions you already know they will be asked, so better have answers ready. ठीक है? Am I audible or not? Meghashree, are you there?